We have all started a game in a tavern. It's a rite of passage, and there's nothing wrong with that. But after a campaign or two, this gets a bit boring. And boring isn't really how you want to start your world-shaking story. The tavern is safe, predictable, the comfy blanket of tabletop RPGs. It's the old familiar armchair of campaign openings. You know exactly how it feels before you sit in it, which is fine once, maybe twice, but after that, the shine wears off, it becomes background noise. So what if you started your campaign in a tavern again, but this time, halfway through your players getting to know each other and going through the same motions as before, the BBEG tears through destroying the tavern, along with the city, in an invisible style brawl. Bet your players won't see that coming. This is where you grab their expectations and snap them over your knee. You've lulled them into autopilot with the oldest trick in the GM book, the tavern, and then boom, chaos incarnate. Tables start flying, there's fire roaring, half the city's crumbling in shockwaves of two forces they can't even comprehend. That's trauma wrapped in a plot hook. So today, my sweet sadistic viewers, we're going to talk about throwing down your coolest ideas straight in session 1. How to flip your story around instead of waiting a whole campaign to see the BBEG. You start with them, the risks, the rewards, and how to do it like a motherfucking genius. This isn't about slow burn drama. This is about grabbing your players by the throat on night 1 and saying, welcome to the story, you're already screwed. Normally we are told to build up suspense, breadcrumb hints and tension until you get that epic climax you had been planning for a long time. And that advice works in novels, TV, films, controlled media, where you own the story's pacing, but in TTRPGs you don't own shit. The moment the dice hit the table, your perfect breadcrumb trail gets trampled under goblin footprints. But campaigns don't work like that. Let's face it, you can flesh out an entire arc of your game, and your players look at your perfectly laid out story and turn around and walk the other way. You can't predict what they'll do no matter how well you know them, so what can you do instead? Flip the story on its head. If your game or arc is about a dragon terrorizing a country, slap that bad boy down session 1. Have them tear through the town you just happened to be in. But Flamey, there's no way level 1 players can defeat a dragon. Shh, it's okay, don't worry. Your level 1s won't be getting squashed, they're all there to witness. They don't need to fight the dragon, or roll any damage dice. They need to feel small. They need to feel powerless. They need to see the storm before they have the tools to weather it. That's what lodges in the memory. This is what I like to call Flamey's law of reversal. We are starting with tension, the city being destroyed, forcing the players to act not in a I'm a level 20 hero capacity, but just I'm a normal person. What the fuck can I do? And they can do stuff. Say whilst the dragon is torching the land, one of the players' family is in the town, and their friends. You say, how do you want to proceed? I want to get my family to safety. That's investment. You're making their characters matter before they've even figured out their own voices. You're not even asking them to swing a sword at a god tier monster. You're asking them to decide what kind of person they are in the middle of chaos. And those choices echo for the whole campaign. You say, you know of a local mine nearby. They will be safe there. Give them some help. Maybe an NPC offers directions. Maybe they see villagers running that way. You're not railroading. You're throwing them a lifeline. Whether they take it, whether they risk another route, that's where the story starts to branch. Maybe drop a map and get that sexy dragon mini out you painted in preparation a year early. And don't underestimate the physicality of this. Put the dragon mini on the table and you don't need words. Their faces will do the work for you. They'll think, holy shit, we're level 1, and that is in the sky. They don't have to fight to help or feel useful, or be freaking out about what's happening. They can carry children out of the smoke. They can rally panic guards. They can climb onto roofs to look for their sister's house. They can matter without ever rolling initiative. Buildings are collapsing. Smoke is covering the town. You have to get to higher ground to navigate to your family home or the mine. It makes every roll feel urgent. Athletics to climb, perception to see through haze, persuasion to calm the crowd. It's not about hit points, it's about heartbeats. Just imagine being a player, you know what's up, to the tavern, get some rumours, go down to the rat-infested cellar, the familiar blanket they're all used to. Not today kids, they're fighting to survive. They have trauma from day 1, and they have the sparks of the journey ahead. This is the key moment. You're breaking the cycle. Instead of the comfy blanket, you set it on fire, and that scar stays with them. From day 1, they have shared trauma, and from that trauma, a bond. They're not just adventurers anymore, they're survivors. So now you're probably wondering, how can I beat this next session, or meet the climax at the end of the arc? If we look at it like a graph, your normal campaign starts off at the bottom and builds up momentum, maybe several times, depending on how big the campaign is. But with this, we're starting from a peak, and the group needs to try try and find their footing on the way down. It's not about beating it, it's about letting the fall push them higher than before. And this is where Flamey's law of reversal shines. You're not climbing towards a monster you've never seen. You're clawing your way back to face the one that scarred you. That's personal, and puts fire in your veins. Maybe the local guard saw your deeds and took you to meet the city's council, who are looking for answers and already know the type of people the group is. They start their investigation or journey picking up traces of why the event happened. It works so well, especially for veteran players who have played a few campaigns together but have never experienced a disaster from day one. What do you even do when the villain shows up before you're ready? It's exciting and exhilarating and shakes them out of autopilot and makes them play like it's their first campaign again. And that's why you'd use it. For veterans, it resets the table. Suddenly they don't know the beats. They don't know the safe intro. They're scrambling, improvising, wide-eyed. You've made the campaign feel dangerous and unpredictable, alive. But don't forget you need to explain why it happened. You can't just let it pass by without knowing why their lives were turned upside down. When you come up with this, make the justification fit the tone of your world. The players will chase the thread. If you don't justify it, they'll feel cheated. But if you do, and you give them reasons, breadcrumbs, fallout, you've just tied your opening disaster into the DNA of your campaign, and now they're hooked. But let's be real, this isn't a toy you throw around every campaign. You've got to be careful. If you overdo it, the players might feel like extras in your cutscene. If you don't give them meaningful decisions, they might feel powerless instead of hooked. And the biggest trap? If the villain or disaster never comes back, it was just a flashy cold open that doesn't connect to the campaign. Your players will smell the bullshit. They'll know you wasted their trauma. Tie it back, always. And hey, it doesn't always have to be dragons. The PCs could be stowaways on a pirate ship when they get boarded mid-battle. They're not pirates, they're just trying to survive. Or a royal wedding turns into a bloodbath when assassins poison the wine. The party could be guests and now they're suspects. The village festival erupts into panic when the dormant volcano blows. The ground cracks, fire rains, and suddenly their peaceful hometown is gone. It's the same sort of structure, just a different flavour. You can make reversal work anywhere. And the best part is these openings pay dividends for the whole campaign. NPCs will remember the PCs not as random adventurers, but as the ones who ran into the fire. The villain already has history with them. The players already have a reason to fight. And when they finally face the villain later, oh, it's not just another boss fight, it's payback. So don't leave your best scenes as dusty old bits of paper on the unused plot pile. Shake it up. Scare your players into a new type of game, where they're trying to catch their footing from the first dice roll until the end of an arc. Let that sexy mini see the light of day. Let the chaos come early. Don't hold your best ideas for some mythical perfect time. Use them now. Make them the heartbeat of the story. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And let me know in the comments if you have ever done this in one of your games. And as always, stay spicy, adventurers.